something I guess I should notice that they've said that from now on, every season is going to be either 6 or 7 episodes. Which, on the one hand, I don't have to suffer as long through these, but on the other hand, I now have to watch Legendary Defender twice a year as opposed to once a year. Like,
I'm going to reiterate this. At no point are you being held or forced to do this.
Yes, I am.
You're delusional too.
But yeah, so it is 6 episodes this season, and the very first episode is another fucking Pidge episode.
Yeah. How is Z doing?
Because, God forbid we focus on any character who is not Pidge or Shiro. Because if you're not Pidge, Shiro, or Allura, you can go fuck yourself. Like, no one gives a fuck about you. You're never going to get anything out of other than a very base character quirk. See Hunk. And because of the type of fan base this show has, it will never change. Ever. But then in comes the savior, the guy who writes for Lotor, who says, I have a character, I'm elevating him to the next level, I'm going to make you all look like chumps. And he does. Because even in this episode, Lotor only has like a 2-minute scene. But it is the best scene in this episode. Like, no joke. Like, okay, so what's the premise? At the end of Season 4, Lotor came forward to the Paladins and he was like, hey, we should totally team up and kill Zarkon. That'd be dope. And so they take him prisoner, and it turns out he's been feeding them info about where projects are being held, where key points of the Galra Empire are, how to take them out, what their defense systems, how they work, etc., right? And every single tip he's given them has been 100% legit. And so they go to talk to him, and they're like, we can't trust you. And he's like, really? I've been feeding you victories for like half a year now, and you still have me locked up in here. That's some bullshit. Like, and I'm like, he's right. You could at the very least let him stretch his legs. Like, he's not armed. Like, but, yeah. Just every time he talks, he's totally correct about the situation. Like, basically what you gather from Lotor is that he's a great judge of character, if nothing else. Like, this is now we're transitioning to the second episode, where it's half shared with Pidge, but it's still a Lotor episode, right? It's like the first one, where they discover where Pidge's dad is, being held hostage.
I have a question.
What's up?
Is Pidge still a dude with a vagina?
Yes.
Okay.
So, King Zarkon is like, hey, if you give us Lotor, we'll give you your dad. And Pidge is like, fuck yeah. And Lotor's like, you're a moron. Like, just,
well,
like,
they are.
Like, he, it's amazing that he has to tell these people, you realize Zarkon is the big bad. And as soon as you let me go, he's gonna shoot you.
You know he's a liar by trade, right?
Yeah, like, exactly. He's like, you realize he's evil. Like, just...
No.
And Allura's like, my god, you're right. And I'm like, oh my god, you people are fucking dumb. Like, just... Look, like... And you know what? I like this, and this brings me kind of to another point where, I almost kind of liked Shiro for once in this season, because, like, Shiro is the only one in the cast who was like, Lotor is literally smarter than all of us. Because, like, what ends up happening is they hold a vote. The team, being stupid, votes, we can totally trust Zarkon. Yeah, let's trade. They meet on this planet. They're like, okay, we'll both release the prisoners at the same time. They'll both walk forward, and then we leave, right? Now, Shiro knows this is dumb, so what he does is he gives Lotor his Bayard. If you guys don't remember what that is, it's like a weapon that can transform, right? Based on the user's will / personality. It's a ripoff of Voltron Force. Anyway, Shiro gives this to Lotor, and he's like, yeah, I know that he's going to betray you, so do me a favor and just kind of stab Zarkon for me, alright? Cool. Like, and it ends up working out. Like, Lotor does kill Zarkon. Like, that is how Zarkon dies, and it's one of the best, it is actually the best fight scene in this whole show. Like, I'm not kidding, it almost reaches deep.
Sweet.
Like, so, yeah, that was really cool. That really impressed me. Like, and it was to the point that anytime they cut away from that fight, because also doing the DBZ thing, they also did other stuff mid-battle, right? Like, every time they did that, I was like, really? Go back. Like, fuck this. Just, like, and yet,